Okay, my next program I'd like to show is GIMP. And GIMP, of course, stands for Generic Image Manipulation Program. You can download the program from the GIMP.org website, and the interface is very similar to Photoshop. The tools look the same. Everything is very, very similar. And I also find that my students have had a great time making digital altered versions of themselves. When I first get them going, I like to ask them a pre and post test quiz, some basic things about, what's a path, a layer, how do they scale an image, a pixel. So this GIMP site is actually where you download the program, GIMP.org tutorials. Again, you can see that everything is broken down between beginner, intermediate, photo editing, working with the web. There's a lot of things you can do, but all you have to do is just click on one of these links. So a mask is kind of just like a masking tape. You would lay something around an object so that you wouldn't want to affect one area over another one. You can see the pretty simple little paragraph directions, really simple guidelines on what you can do. For the other students who might be coming in late, I've also created a simple tutorial on the basics of cutting and pasting, and this is the file that is up on my page, creating step by step on how I can make a path that goes around his body, and I'm going to cut out his body, make a new layer, which think about a layer as a piece of see-through plastic, and I will then paste my brother onto that. So then if I want to move anything around, only my brother, the guy in the red shirt, would move, and nothing else. As far as my lesson, I've embedded two of my older PowerPoints through Google Docs that about scale, shapes through collage. Like here we have talking about pop art. Now they had unrealistic scale. So we used to make one, and then we have like objects of content, a shape within Henry Matisse's work. And I try to cover some things with shapes, and we did collages in the past. Okay, here we have GIMP, and this is the one program I want to show you as far as digitally editing your photos. And what I've done before is I've already made up this collage of my three dogs, and notice here that the file type is XCF, which is the file type version for GIMP. But if I pull up the JPEG version of that, it is JPEG. Do you see the difference between the layers here? Again, the layer, everything is flat with my JPEG, but if I click back on the XCF file, my layers have changed. Each dog is on a separate layer, so if I click on the eyeball, that dog disappears. If I put him back on, it goes back on. If I want to move one dog, I can just hit this move tool, and if I click on that one dog, that layer, that is the only thing that's moving, because that's the only layer I'm activating. So XCF is individual layers, JPEG is the flattened final image type that you need to do. And I'm going to have to draw a path with that. There's a variety of tools you can use. If you don't know what they do, just put your mouse over for a second and it will tell you. You're going to use the free select tool, and what you're going to do is you're just going to click all around the area that you right click, or you can also go up to edit and cut. Now notice that whatever was behind them, which was a white background, is now gone. Then I'm going to go to another area, another image, and I have a new window. This is Bikini Bottom from SpongeBob, and I'm going to put my dogs in this background. First thing we have to do is we got to make a new layer. Again, think of a layer as a piece of see-through plastic that we're going to paste the objects onto. We're going to go to Layer, New Layer, and let's call it Dogs. Don't worry about the width or height or anything, and always make sure it says transparency. And now again, notice in our layer window, I now have dogs and background. So notice that dogs is on top of the background, so that means it's going to be an object that is going to have dominant imagery over everything else. And paste. It's going to paste the dogs onto the new layer. Notice though they're way too big. And notice it has these little handles, but the dog image is so big they're actually going up the screen, you can't really grab a full corner. So what you could do is make sure that the chains are together, to keep it an aspect ratio, to adjust the pixel size to the size you want. Oh, let's go for, I don't know, 300. Let's see how that looks. We're going to go up to colors, and then let's try color balance. And color balance is something that you could do, let's say if you want to change the color of anything, and just adjust them to do it. And as you see over time, it will take a little while to do it. They look like they're underwater or they're very sick. Okay, so there's my dogs in Bikini Bottom with a filter. And if I want to work on this for another day, I want to make sure I save it as separate layers. So I'm going to go File and Save As. Save the pictures up onto my photo gallery. Here's my photo gallery here with student work of last semester, and I tell the students, if they would like to get some of their collages or their digital work that they've done, if they like to get them and possibly download that image and turn it into their new profile pic on their MySpace or Facebook page. Another thing I have done is I've made more digital work with Picasa. For the people who never heard of it before, Picasa 3 is a Google free program. You can get it off google.com. It's absolutely free download. It's just another program that someone can use to share photos and to make collages. So you can highlight a whole album worth of pictures and you can instantly turn it into a video. So I have all these pictures selected in my album. Now I'm going to turn it into a movie by clicking on Create Movie, and you can click on Movie, select your audio track, and then you can tell it exactly how you want it to transition from one picture to the next and the dimensions that you do. And all you have to do is create movie. And once you sign into Picasa, you'll have your Google account, and basically all your photos can be uploaded into movies. You can also post these videos into your actual page, which I've done on my webpage.
Freedom lying down to me, marble with love and joy, spin to me, bamboo, while leaving to me, and do well, leaving so well to real till the world. Freedom lying down to me, marble with love and joy, spin to me, bamboo, while leaving to me, and do well, leaving so well to real till the